actually, when you talk to your lender, just like we had Kavi come on and talk to us, when you talk to your lenders, I mean, if they're just like, no, I'm only like 25% and 25% down and 7% interest, then, you really need to be like looking for more lenders to be working with, because when you only work with a lender that only has like one type of term, right? That's the only term that they know. But if you go and find like some sort of a broker that's like, look, no, we're going to figure out how to get this deal done. Those are really the best lenders to work with, right? And so from 2010 to 2013, I really learned how to be creative. I learned about making a lot of offers to owners. So I want to just be repetitive of that. We'll be talking about like, not only making cash offers, but owner financing offers, and then also bank financing, and then also creative deal structures like lease to own, and like, owner carrybacks. Basically, that's what's called an owner carryback. Carryback is what it is. Okay. So those are going to be some really good structures, I think, that everybody will be able to learn over the course of the next couple of months. If you come on Mondays, every Monday is a different topic. So just come hang out with me. And then also, and then the other thing is really what I got really, really good at is raising money. And I have no qualms. I have no qualms at all with asking people for money. Like, I mean, because I had to close on this storage facility that we close on today. And all the last 2 weeks, I was like, who has $50,000? Who has $50,000? And I was just emailing everybody I knew and just asking them for $50,000. And $50,000 seems like a good amount of money for people to, they're like, yeah, I can do 50 grand. When you start asking for like 100 grand or 200 grand, and they're like, oh, well, I have to really like, look into this, and I have to really like analyze it and stuff. But a lot of people with 50 grand. So just keep that in mind too. I think 50 grand is the magical number. And with private money. But yeah, but I learned how to raise money, and basically raising money just means like asking people that right? Asking people that whether or not they want to like lend you money or partner with you. And we'll get into that as well too over the course of the next 6 months, because it's going to be super important for you to learn how to raise money. Commercial real estate is expensive. All right. So you could do one deal and that's it, because you don't know how to raise money. Right. And the truth is like projects are, things are getting more expensive. Right. And then Steve asks, how many lenders can be part of one deal, right? So you can't like, so you can't put a whole bunch of non-accredited investors together, right? The SEC does not like this at all. But you can put, a couple of people together that that know you and trust you, right? So you can't go ask strangers for money, but you can ask people that know you and trust you and like you, right? And but you can't, so a couple of them is good, but not a lot. So for instance, say if you can put 3 or 4 people that have 50 grand in it, that's like a $200,000 down. I'm partnering right now with the students, and there's 4 of us in that deal. We all gave a little bit different amount of money, but we partnered, and then we created a company. And that company that had the down payment. It was a $3 million property, but that company had a down payment enough to make for a $3 million property. So yeah, so somebody's asking, I'm fairly new to this. This is my first time with this. Perfect. Okay, what's the cash on cash we usually get on storage? So we shoot for us personally when I'm looking for deals, and all of my students when I train them. Actually, are there any students on here that can answer that question? What is the cash on cash percentage that we look for when we look for deals? I don't know if there's any students on here. Put it into the chat. All right. What's the cash on cash? Steve, you're not one of my students. Stacy, okay, good. Everybody's guessing. What cash on cash do you want? So Steve is like, I want 20%, right? I would love 20% too, honestly. But Chris is a student. Good. Thank you. 10%. So we shoot for 10% cash on cash return. That's cash. It's if you pay cash. And obviously you'll get more money if you go to a bank. If you leverage your money, then you want more money. Right. But we shoot for 10% or higher. So when we run our numbers on our deal analyzer, that's like the buffer is like 10%. Okay. But of course, obviously we want more money than that. But like now income producing properties, a lot of times like 10% is a good number for an income producing property that you can't really, that you can maybe raise the rates a little bit on. And then, over time, you're just, building a little bit of appreciation, right? This is like the least risky type of deal. Is an income producing property that, makes 10% or 12% cash on cash return. It's just a good buy and hold, right? Now, personally, me, I buy mismanaged facilities. I buy like severely depleted, horrible facilities. Why? Because the cash on cash return is going to be like way better than that. Okay.